We'll get the YouTube going. Looks like we are solid on this side, Jackson. And we got our chat box. We're good there. Let's record on this side. And I think we're ready to rock, Jackson.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of boogLIFE, pitted with Action and Manny Vig. We're coming to you from sunny San Diego. And you know what? It's finally starting to warm up a little bit.
It's been a crazy winter. I mean, we've all seen the rain, the mudslides, freaking the rivers overflowing. I mean, there's always the good and the bad. The good, the reservoirs are full. We're gonna have a lot of water not to worry about, but I'm sure we'll be in a drought within the next 5-6 months for some reason.
I tell you what, I was tripping out the first couple of days of May because still waking up to 45-degree air temperatures. All my friends back home in New Jersey are going to bust my balls about me commenting on this. But I was like, it's a little chilly for May. Yeah, I'm sorry. Even in New Jersey, waking up to 45 degrees in the morning in May, kind of like, what the fuck, Mother Nature? You're off your meds.
There's a sun tax that everybody in Southern California pays. And it seems like we're getting shortchanged, but we do have warm weather now. The sun's out, and I'm hoping this is the turning point for some more warm days.
I will admit, I have adapted to life in Southern California a little quicker than I expected.
It'll happen. I mean, how could you not adapt to warmer weather than the winters of New Jersey?
I still think it's funny that Californians are wearing hooded 5 mils when the water temperature is like in the upper 50s, low 60s. What's up?
Welcome to SoCal.
All right, with that said, let's roll into some bodyboard news. My news this week is
shout outs.
Oh, shout outs.
Yes.
Totally spaced on shout outs. Getting ahead of myself today.
That's all right.
Honestly, this week, my shout out goes out to our good friend, Jonathan Gabrielson. JG, you're my boy. Not this past weekend, the weekend before, we were running around together. I was so stoked on catching up with Roach and Nils and the Meyer brothers that I failed to give you your just due. You, your wife, your son, one of the coolest families I'm lucky enough to know out here in Southern California. I just want to say thank you, brother.
Yeah, that was a pretty epic weekend. And the fact that his wife and kid came out for the gathering was extra special. My shout out goes to J-Rom. J-Rom to this day is one of my favorite people to travel with. Super mellow, super calm, reminds me of the crew that I used to travel with back in the day. And yeah, J-Rom, thank you very much for doing everything that you're doing. I can't wait to have you back in Cabo after your Puerto Escondido trip. He's going from Puerto straight to Cabo to join us for another week in warm barrels and fun.
I tell you what, I've been lucky enough to travel around competitions with Jacob since like the mid 2000s. And I love being able to hang out with him. He's always entertaining. He's always upbeat. And if you get a chance in northern Chile, sit down with him for a couple of empanadas and a hot cup of coffee.
Yes.
The conversation will not be boring.
I don't know if he's going to Chile or not. But if you see him in the proximity of the same town, right,
choking on a breath mint.
Oh no, I would give you some water out of this water jug, but there's nothing in it. Do you want to?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh shit! All right, he's back. He's alive. But Jackson, I don't know if he's going to Chile or not, but he will be in Puerto Escondido just before Cabo.
Well, that will roll us into bodyboard news. My news this week, the upcoming Antofagasta Bodyboard Festival, May 18th through the 28th.
Oh, hold on, Jackson. Hold on.
The big news being announced today, Mike Stewart, 9-time world champion, will be receiving the wild card to compete.
Yeah, and we got a pretty awesome the official Antofagasta event video trailer that we will share with you. We found it right here on the ibcworldtour.com webpage. And yeah, I mean, let's just watch it. Yes. It's actually a really great event, great way for that.
I always enjoyed my time in Northern Chile with the Antofagasta bodyboard from the Enrique Challenge. And even the IBC World Bodyboard Championship in the PK, the trainer throwing up weight.
Awesome. Cool thing about this year, and I'll talk about it in just a second. The perfect drop me wave, it's a perfect prone wave. It's a left. So if you are a dominant right hand rider, it'll be done.
Obviously, went to the video of the week earlier to find the cover. That's trying to pick me out. And now that would have been entertaining. Hey, we watched Action Jackson die on camera last night. Literally and figuratively.
Awesome. So the cool thing about the event, there is a pro junior rider from this area, Southern California. He lives just east of Torrey Pines, and he calls Seaside. He loves Seaside. He goes to La Jolla. He surfs a lot of the breaks around here. His name is Drake. He is actually going to be making the trek down there with his dad and put his hat in the arena in the pro junior. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see him live. I'm going to watch for sure just to see how he does.
Drake Kinghorn, remember the name.
Yes, and the cool thing about it, he's living one of those dreams where as soon as he lands in Antofagasta, he will be taken under the wing of the one and only David Hubbard. So that is like, you can't ask for that. You can't, I mean, he's going to be so stoked just to be able to hang out with him, let alone meeting a whole new crew of pro juniors. And his eyes are going to be so wide open because Chile, Latin America, the bodyboarding scene, as you know, is
unreal.
It's unreal. It's pretty amazing, actually.
All right.
Oh, bodyboarding news. My turn.
Yep.
So back to Jacob Romero. So let me pull up this screen and I'll pull up his Instagram because he posted something today, and I will translate for you because he wrote it in Pidgin. And not everybody can understand some of his words, but exactly 10 years ago, he didn't have a board sponsor. He just got let go, so he didn't have a board sponsor, and he was supposed to make some big money with this sponsor. And I think, was it Turbo? I think it was Turbo Bodyboards, and then unfortunately that did not come through for reasons we'll talk about at a different time. But he said, I'm reading this almost word for word, but in English, aside from Pidgin. He said, fuck him. He makes me strong. He's got the passion and the love for the sport. And he was the last Hawaiian in this event, the Arica Chilean Challenge 10 years ago. He got a text from Jeff Hubbard the night before saying, go big for the Hawaiians, we believe. He was in the first heat against Dave Winchester in the quarterfinals, and this was his first wave of the heat. He took off and said, time to make it. and he wasn't even phased until the landing. It felt like he was floating forever. He bailed his board, went over the falls, hit the reef a little bit, bruised his butt, and the announcer asked if he was okay. He got a 3.75 for that wave, and I think it was the highest score for a wave that it didn't make. David Hubbard was in the channel watching it, and he said, instead of saying that was insane, he says, "You got 15 minutes left," and making him feel good. He didn't even know it was that big until he came out and everybody was tripping out. And then he's tripping out until when he saw it, then is when he was tripping out as well. But yeah, he really wants to get back there, and he wants to get there before he's too old. Jake Romero.
And a fun side note.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Brito Drawings did a rendering of this invert.
Hang in there, Jack.
Excuse me.
Keep talking.
And the rendering was a drawing of J-Rom jumping a T-Rex. Oh, good Lord. Have mercy.
Jackson, hang in there, dude. Where's that breath mint? All right. Once Jackson gets a sip of the water, we'll get back to him. But yeah, this was one of those iconic maneuvers in Arica and on the world stage too. I mean, we talked about it. They call it the T-Rex square. He was about, gosh, maybe 30 to 40 feet above the landing, and he held on to the very end. So it was pretty amazing.
I'm pretty sure if he had stuck the landing on his board, he would have broken ribs.
For sure. That was pretty freaking amazing. All right, Jackson, hold on there. Okay, next up for what do we got?
All right.
Shout outs, bodyboarding news, and bodyboarding news. I got a couple more things. Araya Tablano, the interview is going down tonight live at 9:00 San Diego time. And if you are a Pipeline boogLIFE patron, you are more than welcome to join the live interview. And then we will release the interview next Wednesday to all the other patrons with the audio and the video with whether you're a T Street or off the wall patron, you either get the audio or the video. So that's coming up next week. And finally, thank you, Chris Tenberg, for becoming the latest boogLIFE patron. First thing he did was listen in on that Kyle Milagro video, and he commented on that post on boogLIFE. So check it out.
Nice.
That's it for bodyboarding news on my end.
All right. That brings us to this week's music spotlight. On Friday, the highly anticipated, at least for me, new Drain record, Living Proof, came out on Epitaph Records. Those of you who aren't familiar with Drain, they're a hardcore band from Santa Cruz, California. The record does not disappoint. I was blasting it all weekend long. But a pleasant surprise in the music world. On Friday, San Diego's Switchfoot released a 20th anniversary version of The Beautiful Letdown. And they call it The Beautiful Letdown R version. They re-recorded the whole album. One of my favorite rock bands from the early 2000s. And you know what? It put a smile on my face from ear to ear.
And what I want to play the video, but you know what would happen? I mean,
well, it's their own release, their own studio here in San Diego. It's not a major label.
what do you think?
I say we give it a go.
All right, here we go. Where am I going to find it?
Pull up Meant to Live.
All right, Switchfoot.
Yep.
Booyah, there it is.
Actually,
What?
we go back. It should Switchfoot Meant to Live. It should be official visualizer.
All right, we're looking for
There we go, our version, official visualizer.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, these guys, they're from San Diego, California. They've been around for a while. Big fan of them.
Wondering why this past him by. Hoping that he's felt for more than the arguments and failed attempts to find.
I'm watching the same thing over and over.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a visualizer video on that.
Where we
So there you have it. It's available on all streaming platforms. And if you love the original album, I'm pretty sure you'll love the
second.
other version, the recording.
Thanks.
Like it. Good call, Jackson. All right, we'll be posting the links on the YouTube chat box when we're done here, but yeah, solid.
All right, so you already showed our video of the week, which
Oh, that's right.
which brings us to our motivational quote for the week.
You can do it, Jackson.
It is not enough to be busy. The question is, what are you busy about? The words of Henry David Thoreau.
Amen to that.
All right, and I didn't die on air. We made it to the end of the show. My apologies again. I did not anticipate choking on a breath mint.
He's alive, and we do know CPR in the house, so you'll be safe.
I will live to eat another burrito.
All right, you guys, thanks for chiming in, and yeah, pipeline patrons, I'll see you at 9 o'clock. Everybody else, look for that Araya Tablano interview next Wednesday. She is the winner of the Wahine Pro down in Brazil. She is, before we go, Jackson, some insight on the last female American world champion that we've had. And on that note,
Female American world champion in bodyboarding?
yes,
There is none.
I thought we talked about it, Natasha.
Natasha lives in Puerto Rico. She's originally from Venezuela.
Oh, snap.
There has never been a mainland women's world champion. There's been Hawaiians, but never a mainlander.
Okay. Do we know the names of the Hawaiian?
Actually, strike that. Not even a Hawaiian woman.
Let's talk-
It's been predominantly dominated by the Brazilians. It wasn't until the early 2000s, 2005, as a matter of fact, that Kira Llewellyn from Australia became the first non-Brazilian to win a women's world title. Marita Taylor from the Canaries followed suit, and that kind of opened the gates with the world tour. Since then, we've seen world champions from Japan, Portugal, and it's evened out a little bit, but the Brazilians are still dominant.
But we've never had an American female world champion, whether it's in the women's category or even the junior.
Nope. The junior is only in its second year. The first year it was won by Luna Hardman, Brazilian, daughter of five-time women's world champ Neymar Carvalho. The only mainlander across the board to ever win a world title of any way, shape, or form was Chris Cunningham. He won the 1988 ISA World Games in Puerto Rico.
We need to get him on boogLIFE ASAP.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So Araya, You can, she could make history.
And Manny, thank you for letting me flex my nerdiness when it comes to the history of bodyboarding.
That's what I love about you, brother. All right, we're gonna sign off before Jackson jumps out. Later.